Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillah. Wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah wa ala ahlihi wa ashabihi wa man tabi'ahum bi ihsanin ila yawmiddin. Amin. Now we welcome us back to class again tonight. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bless our endeavors. Amin. Now, inshallah tonight, as we have seen, we are going to be treating Hamzatul Wasli والقطع. However, in the last class, we looked at this is still the board we used. We looked at Hamzatul Wasli and Qat'i. Now, however, we'll be reading from the text, Nahwul Wadi, Juzul Thalis, book 3. Now, so here we have it here. So, actually, if you are using the book, or if you have this book, it's 237. Now, I'm reading the Qaida. Now, we have Qaida Tani, we have two Qaida here. Awalan is the first one says that Hamzatul Wasli Hamzatun tuzadu fi awwali al-kalimati li yutawassala biha ila nutqi bisakin. What is this saying? He says Hamzatul Wasli is an Hamza or an Alif. You can call it an Alif, but they call it Hamza, Hamzatul Wasli, Hamzatul Qat'i, but there is difference between them. So Hamzatul Wasli, what we call Hamzatul Wasli, Hamzatun is an Hamza or an Alif. Tuzadu fi awwali al-kalimati. That is added to the beginning of a kalima, word. There's difference between word and sentence or kalam, speech. But kalima, just one word. Baytun, kalamun, zaydun, like that. So, tuzadu fi awal al-kalimati, it is an alif that is added to the beginning of a word. Liyutawassala biha ila nutqi bisakin. Why is it added? Because that particular word is starting with a sukun. So Hamzatul Wasli is added to it. So we can pronounce it. Liyutawassala biha ila nutqi bisak. So it can assist us in pronouncing that particular word that is starting with a sukun. That is the reason why it is added. Okay, now continue. He said, Wahiya tathbutu fi bad'il kalami wa taskutu fi darjihi. So if it is starting, meaning the Hamzatul Wasli, after we've added it to that particular kalima that has sukun, okay? Tasbutu fi bad'il kalami. We will pronounce it fi bad'il kalami at the start of the word. If it is starting a word, the Hamzatul Wasli is starting the word, we will pronounce it. Wa taskutu fi darjihi, and it will be dropped. Fi darjihi, in the course of reading. If we encounter Hamzatul Wasli in the course of reading, taskutu, we will drop it. We will not use it. Okay? Wa takunu fil madi, and they now want to tell us where we can find Hamzatul Wasli. Wa takunu fil madi al-khumasi, so it can be found in khumasi, past tense verb for khumasi that is starting with an hamza. What sudasi, and the whole of sudasi verbs, we have Hamzatul Wasli starting it. Wa amri'ima wa masdarihima. So the amru and masdar of both khumasi and sudasi, both of them are Hamzatul Wasli. The beginning is Hamzatul Wasli. Wa amri thulathi, and the amru of sulasi also, it is Hamzatul Wasli. Hope you get. Again, let me recap. He said, so after knowing that Hamzatul Wasli is added at the beginning of a sentence, of a kalima, of a word that's as sukun, so as to be able to assist us in pronouncing it. Okay? Here, tasbutu fi bad'il kalam. You will pronounce it if it is starting, if it at the start of a kalam, of a start of a sentence. Okay? Wa taskutu fi darjihi, and you will drop it. You will not pronounce it if you encounter it along or while reading the whole sentence. You will drop it if you encounter it in the middle. Okay? Watakunu fi, so they now want to tell us where we can find Hamzatul Wasli. Watakunu fil madi al-khumasi, so it can be found in madi, khumasi of madi, meaning that is starting with sukun. That's starting with Hamzatul Wasli. I hope we get. Wa sudasi, and the whole of sudasi, we can find it there. They are madi. Wa amrihima wa masdarihima. So the amru of both khumasi and sudasi, their amru and masdar are starting with Hamzatul Wasli. Wa amri sulasi, also it can be found in the amru of sulasi verb. Now, al-qa'idatu thaniya, the second qaida says that Hamzatul Qat'i, as for Hamzatul Qat'i, tasbutu fi bad'il kalami wa dadji. As for Hamzatul Qat'i, it is alif that has Hamza on it. You remember while teaching it yesterday. It is an alif that has hamza on it or can be below it. As for Hamzatul Wasl, it is just an alif, but it is an alif with short in Quranic verses. Yani Rasmu Qurani, how it is written in the Quran is that it will have alif and a sword on it. So they are not tell us, they are saying Hamzatul Qat'i. As for Hamzatul Qat'i, tasbutu fi bad'il kalami. It will be pronounced if it is starting the word. Wadadi, or if you encounter it in the course of reading also, you pronounce it. So let me just use that as an example. See, we have Hamzatul Qat'i starting here. So you see, it's starting, is in the middle, is at the end. At every point in time, you will pronounce it because it is Hamzatul Qat'i. Okay. Now, they now said, Hamzatul Madi. So where we can find it is Hamzatul Madi, Aruba'iji, wa Amrihi, wa Masdarihi. So Hamzatul Qat'i, when you want to find it in verb, you can only see it in Madi of Rubai. See it here. There was no Afa'ala. So this is where what we have here is Hamzatul Qat'i. You don't make the mistake of putting Hamzatul Wasl there. Okay, that is one. Wa Amrihi. So the forming Amru of this particular pattern, you know, we say we have Aslama, Aslim. So this, the Amru also, the Hamza that we have here is Hamzatul Qat'i. Wa Masdarihi. And its Masdar also, it is Hamzatul Qat'i. So we have Aslim Islam. So you don't make the mistake of writing this Hamza without writing it Hamzatul Qat'i. So that is that. So they now said wa hamazatil asma. So as for Hamzatul for asma, meaning for nouns, and huruf, meaning all particles, all of them will be Hamzatul Qat'i. So please note this. So you know, we've talked about verb, and we've talked. So we are not talking about nouns and particles. So all of the nouns that you encounter, or all of the huruf, particles that we encounter, if it has an hamza starting, meaning an alif starting, it will be Hamzatul Qat'i, except what? Ma'ada ba'dil asmahi, except for some certain number of nouns, and they are these 10. Oh, I hope you get. Wa al and al also. So let me recap here again. For all nouns that are starting with an alif, so you are confused as to whether will it be Hamzatul Qat'i or will it be Hamzatul Wasl. So for all nouns that you are encountering, or for all the huruf, the particles you are encountering, they will be Hamzatul Qat'i, except in the case of, they said Ma'ada Ba'dil Asma'i, except for some certain number of nouns, and they are these 10. Al Asma'ul Ashara. So all of these, they will be starting with Hamzatul Wasl. And so for for huruf, for particles, all of the huruf that you are going to encounter will be, if it's starting with an alif, it will be Hamza, or starting Hamza, it will be Hamzatul Qat'i, except for al. So you can see we have eliminated everything except for alif, and this, except for this 10, all of them, if they are starting with an alif, they will be Hamzatul Qat'i. Kalas, I hope that is gotten. Now, so now let's move to the Amthila. Now he said, the first example here we have Sami'tu darsa fantabahtu. I heard the lesson fantabahtu, and I took notice. I paid attention to it. Now, so now let's analyze this. So we have Sami'tu darsa. You can see at darsa. You see what I said at darsa, because I am pronouncing it alone. But I said Sami'tu darsa. We have Hamzatul Wasl here. I didn't pronounce it. Why? Because I have encountered it in the course of reading. I will not pronounce it. And I said fantabahtu. Also, we have an Hamzatul Wasl here. I am not pronouncing it because it is in the middle, or like it is in the course of reading. Like you are along the line while you are reading it, you will leave it. You won't pronounce it. Okay, now let's see this. He now said intabahtu lidarsi. I paid attention to the lesson. Now, what did I say? Intabahtu. You can see. Why did I pronounce it? Because Hamzatul Wasl is starting. I will be able to pronounce it. I will pronounce it if it is starting. I hope you get. Now that is that. Another example, you have Jarrabtu Sadiqa waqtabartuhu. Jarrabtu Sadiqa waqtabartuhu. I tested, or I examined the friend waqtabartuhu, and I sampled him. I checked him out. Aha. So you can see again, Jarrabtu Sadiqa. Alif and lam. It is the alif there is what? You know, alif and lam. It has the hamza. The alif there is what? Hamzatul wasl. So I said Jarrabtu Sadiqo. I did not pronounce the alif. Why? Because it is in the middle, like it is in the course of reading. You won't pronounce it. What did I say again? Wahtabartuhu. Again, this alif or Hamzatul wasl, that's at the beginning of a Kumasi verb. I didn't pronounce it. Why? It is in the middle, like it is in the course of reading, like along the line. If you encounter it along the line, you will not pronounce it. But see this, I said, ikhtabartu sadiqo. I checked out the friend. See what I said? Ikhtabartu. I pronounce this Hamzatul wasli. Why? Because it is starting. You know, remember, Hamzatul wasli, if it is starting a verb, you will pronounce it. But if you encounter it along in the course of reading, you will drop it. So ikhtabartu, I pronounce it. Now, إذا سمعت الدرس فانتبه. If you heard or if you hear, because either when we did this thing, either when you have a fi'l madi coming after either, it will be denoting the future. إذا سمعت الدرس, if you hear the lesson, فانتبه, so pay attention to it. So again, now what do we have here? إذا is an harf. إذا is an harf. So they told us that in the case of harf, all of the harf that you are going to encounter, if it is starting with an alif, it's going to be Hamzatul Qat'i. If it is starting with an Hamza and you are confused as to whether will it be Hamzatul Wasli or Hamzatul Qat'i, for all of the huruf that you are going to encounter, it is going to be Hamzatul Qat'i, except for al, only al as Hamzatul Wasli starting it. So here we have either. So definitely, I mean they didn't put this Hamza below it. I know it is going to be Hamzatul Qat'i, because the whole of them are going to be Hamzatul Qat'i except for al. Now, so if that's darsa, if you hear the lesson, fantabi, again listen. So you can see we have some Hamzatul Wasl here. Also here, I did pronounce it. Why? I encountered it along the line. You will not pronounce it. But see this, intabi le darsi. Pay attention to the lesson. So I pronounce this Hamzatul Wasl. Why? You know the answer already. It is starting the sentence. Now let's move forward. Either sadaqta fahtabir. So if you make friends, said either sadaqta, if you make friends, so sadaqah, they befriend one another. So either sadaqta, when you make friends with someone else, fahtabir, test the person, check him out. Is he worthy of being a friend to? So either also, this is Hamzatul Qat'i, you recognize it. What do we have here again? We have fahtabir, amru. They said amru of Kumasi, it is Hamzatul Wasl that is there. So you not pronounce it in the course of reading. In the course of reading. Now, so what do we have here again? I said اختبر الصديق. اختبري صديق. Test are different. So again, we have Hamzatul Wasl starting. So you will notice that it is pronounced. So even let me just give us a brief overview of what we have here actually. So this first part, so because later you should read by yourself. So this first part, all what we have here, we have Hamzatul Wasl here. So all of the Hamzatul Wasl that we encounter here are in the along the sentence, like in the middle of the sentence. In the middle of the sentence, you will not pronounce it. But as for here, how they arrange it is that we have Hamzatul Wasl starting. So they showed us that if Hamzatul Wasl is starting, you pronounce it. But if it's encountered in the middle or in the course of reading, you drop it. So that is why we are having Hamzatul Wasl starting all of this second kismu, this second portion of the examples. So let's continue. He said, sarurtu is meant to be surirtu, because it delights me. So it's meant to be surirtu. So he said, now sarurtu, let's read like that. Sarurtu mean intibahika. I am delighted, mean intibahika, from your attention, that you are paying attention. I'm delighted with it. You can see now. Meaning that's what you say, because it's called sakinaini. Sarurtu meaning intibahika. I am pleased with your attention. Aha. So note what do we have here? Intibahuka saroni. Your paying attention pleases me. Again, you are calling this Hamzatul Wasli because it is starting. I hope you get. Aha. So moving on, we have Yumrafu Sadiku bil Iktibari. A friend is known bil Iktibari by testing him. You will know a true friend bil Iktibari by testing him. So again, see what we have here. Bil Iktibari. I have this Hamzatul Wasli here. I didn't pronounce it because it's in the middle. So what do I have again? He said, اختبر الصديق اختبار الصديق من الحزم, like testing, like the testing of a friend من الحزم is to determine who he is. I hope you get. So again, we are saying اختبر اختبار الصديق. Why? Because Hamzatul Wasli is starting, we will pronounce it. Then we have minal. This alif, because al is Hamzatul Wasli. That is, I said minal. I did not say min al. Aha. Because it's Hamzatul Wasli, I did not pronounce it also. So moving on, he said, Man istamsaka bil haqi faz. Man istamsaka bil haqi faz. Whoever holds onto the truth, faz, will be successful. Whoever holds onto the truth will be successful. So what did I say here? Man istamsaka. Man is tamsaka. I did not pronounce the Hamza. Why? Because I encountered it along the line. And I said what? Bil. I did not say Bil. You get Bil Haqqi. I did not pronounce it. But see here, we have Istamsaktu Bil Haqqi. You are holding onto the truth. Hamzatul Wasli is starting. I pronounced it. I hope you get it. Now, so moving on, he said, Alimtu binajahi fastabshartu. I know my success. Fastabshartu, so I rejoice. Maybe you just saw the result of exam. So Alimtu binajahi. I know my success. Like I know I was successful. Fastabshartu, so I rejoiced with it. Again, what do you have here? Fastabshartu. I did not say faistabshartu. Why? Because it's Hamzatul Wasli, and I encountered it along the line. It is not starting. If it's not starting, it's encountered along the line of reading, you will not pronounce it. So what do we have here? He said, Istabshartu binajahi. I rejoiced with my success and the success of what I got. So istabshartu. Hamzatul Wasli is starting. I pronounced it. Moving on. Kulil haqqa wastamsik bihi. Say the truth and be firm with it and hold on to it. So again, we have kulil. I did not say kul al haqqa. Why? Hamzatul Wasli. I will not pronounce it in the middle of a sentence. Wastamsik. I did not say wa istamsik. I hope you get now. So wastamsik and hold on to it. So what do you have? He said istamsik bil haqqi. Hold on to the truth. Istamsik. This is Amru. Amru of Sudasi. So it is Hamzatul Wasli. It is starting. I pronounced it. I hope you get. Now I'm Jayyid. So moving on, we have La Tay'as wastabshir. Don't lose hope and rejoice. Don't lose hope, rather rejoice. So what do we have there? La Tay'as wastabshir. Hamzatul Wasli. I did not pronounce it in the middle of a sentence. Moving on, so we have istabshir wa la tay'as. Rejoice and don't lose hope. Rejoice and don't lose hope. I'm pronouncing this thing. Why? Because it is starting. Now, because it is starting. Now, moving on, we have La shay'a kal istimsaki al-mar'i bil haqqi. There is nothing like the holding on to the truth of a man. There is nothing like equivalent to a man holding on to the truth. So what do we have here? Kastimsak. I did not say ka istimsak. Why? Kastimsak. Because it's in the middle of a sentence, I will not pronounce it. So istimsakil mar'i bil haqqi. I did not pronounce all of them because they are in the middle of a sentence. I have istimsakuka bil haqqi fadilatun. Your holding on to the truth is a virtue. So I pronounced it. What do we have here? Ajabani istibsharuka. I am amazed at your rejoice. At your rejoice, yani you rejoicing. So ajabani, this is under this pattern, afanda. So it has to be Hamzatul Qat'i. You know that. Then I have istibsharuka ajabani. Your rejoicing amazes me. Why am I pronouncing this Hamza? Because it is starting. Hamzatul Wasli, it is starting, I will pronounce it. Moving on, I have إذا علمت فاعمل بعلمك. If you know something, فاعمل بعلمك. Work with your knowledge. Yani, Put your knowledge into practice. Don't just know. Put them into practice. Either is an harf. It is starting with an hamza. But will it be Hamzatul Wasl or Hamzatul Qat'i? All of the huruf that you encounter, if they are starting with an alif, which is, you don't know whether it will be Hamzatul Wasl or Qat'i, it will be Hamzatul Qat'i, except for al. Only al is starting with Hamzatul Wasl. So what we have here again, i'mal bi'ilmika, work with your knowledge. Don't just know, work with it also. So I have i'mal. This is Amru of Sulasi. We said Amru of Sulasi, Hamzatul Wasli started, so we pronounced it. Moving on. Taqabbal, so it's meant to be Taqabbalil ma'rufa washkur. Accept good deed, yani accept a good that has been done to you. Washkur, and be grateful. So what do we have here? Al ma'rufa. So I did not say taqabbal al ma'rufa because that's wasli. So I left it, I did not pronounce it. So this wash, I did not say wa ishkur or wa ushkur. Why? This is in the middle of sentences. I don't like you not pronounce it. So ushkur man sana'a al ma'rufa. Thank whoever does good deed, or thank whoever does good deed to you. Ushkur, I pronounced it. Why? It is starting. Now, lastly, tanasa sharra wadhkuril khayra. Tanasa sharra. Turn a blind eye to shar. Yani, if any evil deed that is being done to you, turn a blind eye to it. Wadhkuril khayra. But remember good deed that is being done to you. So what do we have here? Wadhkuril khayra. I did not pronounce this hamza. Why? It is encountered in the middle. I did not pronounce this udhkuril. Why? His hamza wasli also is in the middle. I did not pronounce it. So I have udhkuril khayra. Udhkuril khayra. Remember good deed that has been done to you. Why? It is hamza wasli is starting. I will pronounce it. So with this, we come to the end of Hamzatul Wasli and Hamzatul Qat'i. So let's endeavor to watch both videos that have been done on it, so as to be able to clarify all ambiguities concerning Hamzatul Wasl and Qat'i. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.